Jai Shri Krishna. Today is May 21, 2026, and it's a Thursday. And moon is in Pushya Nakshatra. And very soon, Ashalesha Nakshatra will start. Yeah. So if you are born with moon in Pushya Nakshatra, this is your video. This is part one. I will try to do part two whenever I get a chance. Okay, and tomorrow I'll definitely do Ashalesha Nakshatra, moon in Ashalesha, and they will have a special video with it also about Ashalesha Bali, Sarpa Bali. Please watch that video. It'll have some very important information for remedies, how to do, where to do, etc. It's like a guidance. Yeah. Okay. Before we start today, right? Three things, as I always say as a disclaimer. Please subscribe to the video, click the notification and the subscription button as well, please. Yeah. And two, please share your comments and feedback. That's very important. It will help all of us, including myself, with your feedback. And third one, I would also say that is I do weekly Clubhouse sessions, Wednesday, 7:20, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, live sessions. In iOS, Android, you have to download the app, and it's a club called the Vedic Astrology Club. Yeah. So do join. You also have live sessions, you have recorded sessions, all of those. So do join when you have the time, and if you are interested in learning astrology. Okay. So today, part one, moon in Pushya Nakshatra. As I said, your moon should be in Cancer in Pushya Nakshatra. Okay. It's an excellent nakshatra. It's a beautiful nakshatra. Okay. But I will tell you a few things also. See the connection with the stories from all our Vedas and Puranas. And these stories are just not mythology. These are true stories. Okay. That's why the karma is also coming back to all of us. So year 2007 would have been a difficult year for you. Please put that in the comment as well. Yeah. Year 2007 for moon in Pushya Nakshatra. Okay, it'll be difficult. It's an excellent nakshatra. It's not a broken nakshatra. It's in the entire Rashi of Cancer. Okay, now it is the nakshatra lord is Saturn, and it is Saturn's favorite nakshatra. Think of Mula Trikona nakshatra of Saturn, favorite nakshatra. Now the other Saturn nakshatras you have is Anuradha and Uttara Bhadrapada. All the three Saturn nakshatras are excellent in a way. They are very blessed. Yeah. Okay. Now the important thing with this nakshatra, it is not only Saturn's favorite Mula Trikona nakshatra. Jupiter exalts in this nakshatra. Okay. Jupiter exalts in this nakshatra. So in the Rashi, he exalts at 5 degrees. So it is kind of the nakshatra pada here, because the first 3 degree 20 is Punarvasu, right? And then at 5 degrees, so exactly 1 degree, close to 1 degree, 40 or something. That is where he's going to exalt here in Pushya, which is first pada. All right. So he exalts in Pushya Nakshatra. So see the connection between moon. Okay. See the connection between moon. See the connection between Saturn. Moon is the Rashi lord. Saturn is the Nakshatra lord. And Jupiter is the exaltation point here. Plus, Jupiter is also the deity. The Vedic deity here is Jupiter. This is very important. All right. Okay. Now, the Karma Nakshatras for moon in Pushya Nakshatra, right, are all the Saturn Nakshatras. The other Saturn Nakshatra, Anuradha and Uttara Bhadrapada. Then you have Jupiter Nakshatras, right? So you have Punarvasu, then you have Visakha and Purva Bhadrapada. You have Mercury Nakshatras. Mercury will play also a very important point here as well, right? So Mercury Nakshatras, you start from Ashalesha, right? It is a pair like coming tomorrow. And then you have Jyeshta, and then you have Revati. Then you have Moon Nakshatras, Rohini, Hasta, and Shravana. And the last is Sun Nakshatras. So Sun Nakshatra will be Kritika. Then you have Uttara Falguni, and then you have Uttara Shada. Okay. There is a very interesting story with Pushya Nakshatra. So the story goes with Kamadhenu, right? Kamadhenu, Vashishta, and Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra as a king, okay? And he had issues for food scarcity at the time for his kingdom. So a day came when, the sage, or also the Saptarishi, Vashishta, sent food for the king. Okay. And Vishwamitra at that time was Kausika. He was like, oh my God, the whole kingdom doesn't have food. How come Vashishta is getting all this food and everything? So his minister says there is Kamadhenu, which gives, food for, unlimited food on a daily basis. And that's where Vashishta is getting it from. So then the good intentions of Vishwamitra, I should say Kausika king, was that he wanted to help everybody for his whole people, whole kingdom. So Vashishta then said, I gave you food because you were, without food and the whole kingdom is suffering. So I want to take care of the king. My job as a, priest or a rishi is not to take care of the people. It's a king's job. My job is to take care of the king. That's all it ends. Okay. So that's what Vashishta says to Kausika. So from here on, Vishwamitra says, Kausika says, I am very, not happy with your attitude because you're not looking for the welfare of the people, unlike me. So then a war starts between Kausika and Vishwamitra, Vashishta. Kausika and Vashishta. So then eventually, easily, King Kausika loses the war. And then he gets to know it's because of the special powers he's got by penance, Vashishta. So he says, for the kingdom, for the people, okay, I am going to go to the forest to become, to pray to Brahma and Shiva and get all the boons to counter Vashishta and get the cow. Okay, get the cow. So this is number one. All right. Okay. So as soon as he goes, there are so many things happen, including sending Tirisangu to Swargaloka, everything. Indra gets threatened and Durvasa cautions him. So Indra is the first person who really, after Vashishta, Indra is the second person who I would say gets cornered with it. Okay. Now we know Indra is Jyeshta Nakshatra. Okay. So he sends two women, right, to distract. He does all kind of strategies. Okay. All kind. He sends Agni, Varuna, Vayu. Doesn't work. Then he sends Tilotama. Then he sends Menaka. And eventually, King Kausika becomes sage Vishwamitra, and he eventually kind of has a wedlock with Menaka, and then Shakuntala comes, right? But the point is, in this whole process, for doing good things, he ends up getting married and has a child, has a single child, and has also Menaka in this process. That was not his aim. So moon with Pushya Nakshatra people, they will undergo this journey. Okay, you go after one thing, a girl will come or a boy will come, those kind of things will happen, and marriage will happen. Okay, so this is something you want to be careful about, look out for. And in a way, right, the two people who are coming is the story is, one is Vashishta, second is Indra, right? Indra with Durvasa, but Indra, right? So Vashishta and Indra we know is connected with Jyeshta Nakshatra. Okay, so this is where the connection is also coming. All right, okay. Now Pushya people will have kind of I would say two contrasting personalities. One personality would like to eat a lot, right? And at some point they will change in their career, in their life, to say that eating is minimum and I have to look at the bigger, sphere of life. But until then, they will eat for themselves. They cannot bear the hunger, they cannot think about other people. All those things will happen, right? But the point of change in life will happen when that will change. That, feeding other people, and the problem in that case, what will happen is that they will start eating very less in this whole process because of the care for others, or also looking at the bigger things, right? Because the Lord here is Brihaspati, right? Brihaspati is very important because he is also the king's guru, right? The Indra's guru is Brihaspati here. Indra comes again to the picture, right? Indra will always have Soma with him and Brihaspati with him. It's very interesting, right? Soma is with him for the nectar, which we saw in Mrigashira. And Indra will always have Brihaspati with him because he is the teacher of the gods. The guru of the gods is Brihaspati. Okay? All right. So you will see duality here. There is always some kind of secrecy. You feel like they may not share all the information. That is a trait of Pushya. They're very caring. It's, as I said, it's an excellent nakshatra, right? They're very caring. They can put all the people together in the room, have a speech, make a meeting, because this is all like a Brihaspati trait. You will see that. Okay. So as I mentioned, there is the other things about Durvasa, Vashishta and Indra, but this is also there. Okay. Now it is a Rashi, right? It is a Rashi where Saturn is the Nakshatra Lord, Moon is the Rashi Lord, and Jupiter is the exaltation, plus he's also the deity, Brihaspati. So you will see people working typically in healthcare, serving the society, NGO, right? Technology. They probably love travel. Okay. So think of all these things. Now the number is associated with Pushya is 1 or 3. Okay, 1 or 3. And the energy is at the center of the room. Okay, it is all about nourishment. Okay, it's all about nourishment, nurturing, yielding, okay, flower, right? So if you see, it's a very light nakshatra, it's a sweet nakshatra, and it's very quick thinking. Okay, it is usually compared to the milk, the udder part of a cow, right, or a wheel. Okay, the deity is Brihaspati and the flower associated is lotus. Okay, because of Brihaspati. The main aim is to rise above the physical world for them, right? And the physical world is not typically money, name, or fame, right, or recognition. It's beyond that. Okay, the places of health issues, if you look at it, will be mouth, will be face and stomach, typically. Okay, mouth, face, and stomach. You have to remember, Brihaspati is like a mentor, right, to King Indra. Okay, so in a way, there is a very strong connection between Saturn Nakshatra, Jupiter Nakshatra, and Mercury Nakshatra, and Moon Nakshatra. Very strong connections. Okay, all right. It's a very divine nakshatra. It always look upward. You will see them, they'll be looking in the sky like this for no reason. They'll always look even upward when they talk to you, because that is kind of what it is. It's about expansion, okay? And it's about philosophical life. It's about rising upward, okay? Now, Panjang in India will say this is an excellent nakshatra for good things. You can do this nakshatra for all the good things you want to start except marriage. Okay, do understand that it can give you multiple marriages, more than one. So you should never get married when Moon is in Pushya Nakshatra. Remember this. Okay, never ever get married when Moon is in Pushya Nakshatra. All right, okay. But it's an excellent nakshatra for everything else. It's all about expansion. Yeah, okay. The animal wise, if you see, right, it's like a goat, specifically a male goat. Okay, which is very playful. Okay, that energy you will see here. Cow energy is also you will see, especially the cow udder. Also elephant, sheep, and then a crow. Okay, these are all the animals associated with Pushya Nakshatra, Moon and Pushya. Okay, they can typically become a teacher, a mentor, a motivator, a negotiator, something like a creator, architect, right? Sales, cooking, anything with food, anything with taking care of people, like nurturing and stuff, also eating stuff, right? Technology, anything with special, we used to call like, oh, that's my grandma special, that is my mother special, cooking those kind of dishes and, putting it as a special thing, right? Or teaching how, it's rather than even selling it as food, teaching how to do all those things. Okay, teaching the speciality, right? The crux behind the whole thing. And it can be with not only that, right? It can be even with artificial intelligence, how to use artificial intelligence, because Brihaspati is a guide, is a teacher, right? This is a nurturing energy. Okay, it's a combination of Moon, Saturn, and Jupiter. Okay, all right. The energy, the number is 1 or 3, which I said, and it's in the middle of the room. The Saptarishi is Marichi. Okay, Marichi is also about total renunciation, right? That's why if you see more than sage Marichi's son is more famous than Marichi. Kashyapa Maharishi is born to Marichi. So Brahma is born to Marichi, Marichi is born to Kashyapa Maharishi, right? Or I should say Brahma, from Brahma, let me correct it. From Brahma, you have Marichi. So Marichi is born to Brahma. Then from Marichi, you have Kashyapa Maharishi, right? And then Kashyapa is married to the 13 daughters of Daksha Prajapati, right? Diti, Aditi, Vinata, Kadru, and all of them. Tara, like you have 13 of them. Yeah? Okay. Now, the mantras or the shlokas is Om Brihaspatiye Namaha. Brihaspati. Marichi, Om Marichiye Namaha. You can do 1 time or 3 times. Okay? Kala. Kala is Marichi's wife. Unnati is Marichi's wife. Not Unnati, sorry. Urna. Kala and Urna. Okay? Om Kalaya Namaha, Om Urnaya Namaha. Okay? And the sun is Kashyapa. Alright? Okay. The Nakshatra temple. The moon in Pushya Nakshatra, you want to go to the temple is Sri Akshaya Purishwara temple, which is in a place called Villankulam. Okay, in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. Sri Akshaya Purishwara temple, which is in a place called Villankulam in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. You want to go when the moon is at strength. Okay, moon is at strength. Now, most important is because cow comes in, Lord Krishna is importantly a very important deity associated, Krishna. Okay, Lord Krishna, because of the cow, and the cow is Ada. Okay, now that is number 1, right? Number 2 is for people who are having difficulties with moon and Pushya Nakshatra, donate a female calf or a female cow and a calf rather, female cow and a calf on Pushya Nakshatra day. This is because of the curse of Vishwamitra trying to take the cow Nandini, right, Kamadhenu Nandini from Vashishta, okay? And see what happens, your life will change 360 degrees for the good, yeah? So, on Pushya Nakshatra day, it has to be, and moon has to be with strength. This is very important, right? Okay? And the temple also, I told you can go to the temple, right? And luck will change for you exactly at 29 and 45. Luck will change for you at 29 and 45. All right. I hope this was helpful. I will try to do the part 2 at some point. If not today, because moon is already moving so fast and it's so difficult to keep up with the pace. All right. But tomorrow, watch out for the Ashalesha Nakshatra videos, plus the Sarpa Bali and lot of interesting things coming soon. Yeah. I hope this was helpful. Please share your comments. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.